Hey, welcome back, folks. July 22nd on a Tuesday. And today we took 7 trades, and the result is a red day, a small red day, but nevertheless red. So let's jump right in. Oh, yeah. Don't take my advice. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. So I was in pre market. I got pretty early up just because I want to monitor what the market's doing and what's going on. And H2 was moving up slightly. So I took a small position, very small, just 5 shares, and the pattern looked good. It looked like there was a cup and handle there. And if you noticed, I've got an orange line up at the top near where the high day is. And I drew that earlier when I was looking at all these stocks. What I usually do is I'll take a look at the stocks and I'll look at the daily chart and I'll mark out the what I think are the support levels and the resistance levels. And in this case, I thought that 15, a little bit over 15, was the max that this stock could garnish. And I was looking at two stocks, HTOO and PLRC, though I didn't take anything on PLRC until later in the day. It's still 5:50 a.m. I'm on the West Coast, so it's Pacific time. So we're moving, and it looks good. The volume looks good. There's no selling. Few buyers coming in, and I sort of knew it would hit, but I didn't think it would hit all the way to the top. So naturally, I got out. And as you'll see here, it does hit right a little above the orange line and comes back down and begins to die. Now, throughout the day, I think this stock was doing up and downs, which is what the entire market was doing today. So uh, taking the trades in pre-market is just because you don't want to be bored. You get online at 4 a.m. and here we go 5:52, almost 2 hours, and you haven't taken a trade, so you get kind of FOMO. DFLI was a less than $1 stock, and I had looked at this in pre-market. I wasn't thrilled, but I thought when I did the support and resistance levels, I thought it had room to go at least up to $1. And of course, with everything, it's just a guess. There's nothing concrete, and what the market does has a lot to do with it. And I don't know if you can see it, but up in the upper right hand corner, I've got both SPY and NVIDIA, and they sort of dictate what the market does and the confidence that traders have to move into a trade or have it go up. So I watched this for quite a while before going in. I was skeptic, but I thought that 48 cents was the catalyst point to where it would move up, and so that's what I'm waiting for here. So I'm waiting for it to hit 48, and then I can hit it and hopefully get 10 cents out of it. But I think I've waited a little bit too much, and I went in with a large position on these low price stocks. You have to buy thousands of shares in it to get something out of it, and it's still in pre-market. Is still having issues, trying, and not trying. But there's nothing we can do. We're slaves. We come out here, and our objective is to walk away with some green. And our objective is not to walk away with tiny amounts like 9 cents like the other day on Monday. Our objective needs to be that we're going to walk away with a decent amount of money every day, and so that it adds up to the month. And I only started streaming on last week and midweek, I think. And I tell you, I've had some big losses. I've been trading for 14 months, and I've had months where I've been down $400. I've had days where I've been down over 200. Just last 2 weeks ago, I was down 100 in the middle of the week. I'm still up on the month, about $130 for the month of July, but it isn't much, and it is that's due to small accounts. There's nothing you can do. A small account is just going to handicap you, and So you have to be careful. So you can do one of two things: buy some of these low price stocks with a large size, or buy some medium price stocks with decent size, and go for hits of 5, 10, 15 bucks. And if you can get 4 or 5 trades, you can certainly pull $25 out of the market. My goal would be to try to hit 50, but I'm not counting on that. There are days that I've hit over $150, but those are when the market is doing well. And so hopefully we'll see what happens. I read today that they're thinking of reducing the 25,000 PDT rule down to 2,000, which is could be quite dangerous. I applied for options trading, and I do have some options margin, but I don't want to use it. I haven't gotten into options yet, and like I told the guy, I don't I don't want the margin. I want to keep my cash account because that way I know what I spend, and I won't be in debt to them. And there's been days when I'm kind of hectic early in the morning. I mean, I'm not a morning person, and I've overbought, and here I go. I got to go to my checking account and try to, put that money back in so that to cover. So a $2,000 PDT rule, I think, is going to make many poor people, unless you're really, really good. And like I said, I mean, I've been at this 18 months, not that I'm any smarter than the next guy. I mean, I was in IT for 33 years, so I consider myself a pretty solid guy. But this stock market thing requires a lot of dedication, a lot of learning, and a lot of attention. You cannot take your eyes off of something. I think there was a stock today that I stepped away from my desk, and when I come back, the stock was up 15, 20 cents. So I missed it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't cry. So you just got to move on. So here I'm only watching to see what's going to happen. And obviously, you can see there where the MACD is curling down and the volume is uh, is rolling back. So I think the DFLI has had it and maybe doesn't have any more juice. I took 3 trades on the DFLI today, so you'll see it later on. And like a dummy, just like I did yesterday, I went back in and took some more, thinking that this was going to have a reclaim. And then I had to get out. PLRC. So this was one of the stocks I was watching, and I watched it all pre-market, and I was too chicken to take a trade. But and you can see there, I drew what I thought was going to happen, and it wasn't exactly that way, but it did pan out a little bit, and I guess I didn't have time to trade past about 7:30 this morning, 8 o'clock, and I guess during that time, PLRC hit over 150 and made it. I thought I saw it hit 180, so this was the stock to wait for. So tomorrow, I think I'm not getting up at 4. I think I want to go more like 5:30, so that I have time to study the stocks, choose my watch list, and go from there. That way, wait a little bit longer to see what's happening. Unless there's something really nice in the pre-market, then I'll take it. But the market's still skittish about the economy, and so we're not bullish yet. We're not there yet. So you have to choose your battles. So don't assume that all stocks are going to go up. And I don't short stocks. I've never tried. I'm just not interested. I'd rather see something go up and jump on it. But it can't happen all of the time. So maybe over the weekend, I have a couple of videos. I recorded a couple of videos this morning of my routine going through the stocks and how I mark them up with support and resistance. And typically, what I'll do is I use colors. So orange to me means that this may or may not pass that line. Red means that stock will hit a limit, and if I see it when I switch to it, I just won't take trades on it. There's a cyan line, and what that tells me is that I'm waiting for that stock to go above a certain price, because if it goes above the certain price, then it might have less of a hurdle to clear higher up. So, and then I use also magenta, which is sort of between red and orange. Um, and then, as you can see down the left hand side, I've got a watch list. I've got several watch lists for gappers and pre-market. And what I do is I continuously have my eyes set on there and look for the green. So that way, if I've trained my eye to look at green, and if the green starts moving up, then I know that that stock is has some volume, some momentum, and I go for it. Other than that, I use the gappers as a guide. I look for stocks that have less than 60 million shares outstanding. Of course, uh, Thinkorswim doesn't do it exactly right, but I use the shares parameter, and then I look at volume, and I try to only take trades that have a volume of over 2 million. The reason I have lower than a million there is because sometimes you can catch the up and coming stocks, especially when they've got news they're moving up. That's another thing. Again, there were a couple of stocks that had news, but they went up and then they failed. So right now, I wouldn't recommend jumping in on anything that's news because it's going to happen. You can see PLRC right there on the 5 minute goes up and then all the way down. So, and that's a scary thing. So it's we're hitting 6:20. We're 10 minutes away from market open, and I'm not seeing anything. And it looks like I'm gonna have to scrape the bottom of my watch list and go for something. But I think there's something good coming up here a little bit, just a few bucks. But as you can see there, what I drew sort of almost looked like way. I knew it was going to come down, and I thought it would go up again. If it could hold the 20 EMA, which is the blue line, then it could potentially go up. However, it didn't do it, at least not pre-market and neither at pre-market open. I think we had to wait some time before it hit it. So DEVS came up on the scanner, and it looked like it was moving up, and it looked like it had a little bit of a push, but I didn't trust this one at all. I knew that I could get a few cents out of it, and I'm just watching it, and I'm watching the MACD there, the volume, and the 5 minute, and the volume underneath the 5 minute. And all of those indicators tell me it's good. I'm also looking at level 2, and you see a seller, a buyer there, a bidder of 100 and 154 there, bidders quite a bit. And then so that pushed me to go ahead and jump in, but only with a small size. And so here I was making sure that it was going to go up. When you see bars that are that elongated, usually means that they're overbought, and they're bound to turn around and reverse and hit a bottom. And I didn't think DEVS had any news, so I think this was just somebody pushing it. And but it was a little bit. I started scaling out, but as you can see, it comes back down. And I think I was waiting here because I wanted to pull some money out, and I wanted to put a little bit more than 15, 16 bucks, but it just wouldn't have it. You can see that whiplash, and the spread is pretty big. That's one of the issues. Some of these stocks are volatile, and the spread will get you. So if you got to stop, set a limit in the day market and regular open market, it'll eat you up and you lose money. So here I started to sell out because I was afraid that it was going to go down a little bit too much and I was going to lose. So I've got my stop loss very tight there. Kind of scary holding this through that red candle with a tailing wick at the top. But like I said, if we look at level 2, buyer at 52 is still there with 100, and another one at 30. So it looks like, all right. So now if we look at where the MACD is, you see the volume there. The bars are getting a little shorter because people are starting to sell. They're not seeing the confidence level, and they're starting to sell. And then I went off onto DFLI. This is my second trade. So sometimes you get hooked on a stock, and you want to be absolutely right, and you continue to hit it and hit it to see if it'll pan out like you thought. Now, mind you, like I said, in pre-market this didn't look strong at all. And here the positives are the volume on the 5, the volume on the where the MACD is at on the 1 minute. Uh, there is quite a few buyers, so jump in. But of course, jumping at the top is a problem. Uh, then we move on to PLRC, and this was just a very quick small trade here. And you see that candle in the middle there, that cross, and I'm assuming that this is going to go quite a bit up. The volumes bars look good, both on the MACD and on the 5 minute. The the tick count down at the bottom looks good. And it does go up. But again, with only 30 shares, there's not much of a win there. I mean, you would have to move $1 for it to be a bona fide a good win. So we came away, I think, with 90 cents, 89 cents. And then I thought, well, what's the market doing? So I'm checking the SPY, and it looks like I said, they didn't like something because both Nvidia and the SPY were both waterfalling down. But not to give up. DFLI. I went back in again. Now at this point, I think I was up $10 overall on all the trades. But I felt though that curl right there, that curve from the high a day to the current price might give us a push up. However, the volume at the MACD is showing that it's selling off. So it was going to be kind of tough. But because nothing else was moving, and PLRC was staying steady about $1.30, and I hadn't jumped in on it. I just felt that I didn't feel the confidence in PLRC, so I took the FLI, and that's a bad thing to do. If you uh, map out your strategy in pre-market, you mark your stocks, and you know what they're going to do, stick with those. Now, on the half hour and at the hour are news, and sometimes what can happen is you may mark out 4 stocks, but on the half hour and the hour, as the news come, something else takes over. And then even when there are good news, I ignore what the news are because it doesn't matter. People are not reading whether the news are good or bad. They don't care. They just see the news and they hit it, and they go up and they quickly sell. So people are taking profits. So I've seen. I remember I saw this stock. I forgot what the name was, starting with the letter S. It was a biotech stock, and it had great news. I mean, the news were terrific, and I thought this for sure is going to go up high. $8, $10. Nope. There was a little stuck under $1 without any news that people started buying. So that's another thing. The retail traders in the market are going to buy what they want to buy, and it depends on what time of the day they come on. And when they come on, they start buying whatever they can afford, whatever they want, and it's not necessarily going to be anything on the news or anything technical, you know. and then you've got the algos and the hedge fund managers whose effort is just to take profit. So it's kind of difficult. So there's a lot to deal with. So in the next coming weeks, I'll start putting some slides together for to show you guys what I have learned, at least to share my experience and how I've gone about it. I think I've done pretty good. I haven't lost too much money. I'm like on a $1,700 drawdown for these 14 months, which is about $150 a month, which is really relatively low, I think, from what I've heard from other folks who have lost thousands and thousands of dollars. So I sort of hold my own, but I lose and then I win and then I lose. So uh, I'm working on this $2,000 account to try to start winning and move up my percentage, which I think it's at 54% right now, which is very low. I need to get it into the 60s or 70s. And that will require a lot of discipline, a lot less trades. 7 is way too much, and we'll cut it down to about 2 or 3. So we're down $25 for the day. I've been, like I said, I've had worse days, so $25 is not that bad. I walk away with more experience, and hopefully, whatever I learned today, I'll apply tomorrow, and hope that this week or next week will be a little better. I don't know about Friday. Fridays typically might be a slow day towards the end of the month in July. But anyway, if you like the video, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And if you have questions, put them down in the comments. Let me know what you want to know, what you want me to put out, what kind of videos you're looking for, and I'll go ahead and try to get you covered. Uh, all right. So sorry for the lateness today. Had a busy day today. So thank you and have a good night.